Thank you for being here. The idea of this morning, last session before the meal, is to have a general update on CoopCycle state. I will talk a lot. It will be a lot of information, but I think, and we thought it was necessary to have an update. It will bring a lot of questions, and we will have like a small Q&A moment at the end. But we also will have more time during today's afternoon and tomorrow to respond to other questions. The idea is just now to have this update on the structuration, actual structuration of CoopCycle, an update on the 6 status, that is the cooperative of CoopCycle. And also an update on communication, because this year, more than ever, we had some miscommunication, and we wanted to make a statement about this. So the idea of the structuration. So first of all, this year was quite heavy for everyone, especially the employees of CoopCycle. There's no excuse about this. There's no, it's not because we had every time that we shouldn't have communicate on a lot of subjects, but we tried the past months to find ways and habits to go back on this point and to propose something to you, so we can not vote, but just have your not advice, your feedback on this, so we can have better communication for next year and be sure that you're all informed of what is happening and not only once a year. So first of all, necessary updates. So about interns, we had interns last year that were for the platform development mostly. We had some struggling between working at home, because it's interns, so it's not like people are already in capacity of working by their own. This with some not enough followings on their work time. And when we had the question arrived of the financial crisis and financial prioritization, we choose to end their contract sooner than that was expected. So they left on the beginning of this year, if I'm not wrong. It was two young person, and they found a new job now, and both. And yeah. And it was a question of how to deal the next time we want to have developers inside the development team, to see if interns it's a good thing, because we all have a lot of work, and having interns is something we should care of. It's not like another employee of CoopCycle that could be independent. It's something we really have to care about, to train him properly, because it's a job. So Paul left his post of CoopCycle president of the association, and Jerome left his post of coordinator. It was already explained on the Slack channel, and so I won't come back on the why. It was a need of prioritize their time to other projects, some misunderstanding, miscommunication, more personal stuff, also for more time for their own cooperative, and so they needed to be out, and they were out. And if you have more questions about it, I welcome you to go to see them and ask them questions if you want more details. Also, Alois, one of the core developer of the project, left because he just become that. Following a long time working on the project, he needed personal time and some changes in his life. So he left the project. He's still not far, because it's still in the association of CoopCycle, like the Friends of CoopCycle. So the volunteers association that are still working for CoopCycle more or less. And but he was leaving his dev post and dev C post. Yeah. So yeah. We also have had project end. So, for example, we had like every time we have grants and we have people working on it. Projects end, so we don't have people anymore. So we went from a big team of developers to 2 left developers, that is Antoine and Alexandre. And as we didn't add more money and new projects to pay them, they had to leave the CoopCycle project, but they're still here because there's another project that we will talk about that is in Spain. So they're now employees of this new project in Spain and still working on the CoopCycle platform, but not directly as an employee of CoopCycle. And to keep the final final point, the financial crisis. So we will talk about it this afternoon about work division. We will talk about it tomorrow in the financial talk, so more on the numbers. But what is important regarding these updates in CoopCycle is that we really had a harsh year. To be honest, we took the job with Jerome last year as coordinators of CoopCycle, and we didn't spend a lot of time working on a real nice project, but dealing with a financial crisis. And this financial crisis was due to grants funding that wasn't arriving. So CoopCycle is based, and it's what we say for like 2 or more years. But at least I'm here for 2 years, and the 2 last year we talked about the fact that CoopCycle is financed by grants, and if we don't have this grants money, we don't have money to pay employees and to make the federation work. So we needed to find a way to redesign the project and the federation to better finance ourselves. But it didn't appear magically, and so when the bank says no to a loan to work towards the grants money, because money is arriving at the end of the grants, but you need it in the first place to pay people to work on it. So we didn't add this loan, and then we didn't add money anymore, and we were near to bankruptcy. It was saved for like a few days before bankruptcy. So, but the financial crisis isn't over. It's just we have a relief of some months, and we need to find other way to finance new projects, because we will see it tomorrow during the financial talk, because we have a lot of grants perhaps coming, at least applied to, but we need to find a better way of organizing inner work of CoopCycle and how we finance ourselves right now, because if not, it will be another struggle, and I'm not sure we can have like a financial crisis every year because we will drown. But what is important also is that we have made plans with the board of directors also, and we have still one potential plan that is not the one we love, but is a plan where we can put everything on hold, and the platform will still work, a developer will still be on it, and that even if CoopCycle has to fire everyone because of money, we still have people working on the platform, so the tools that we are all using will be still alive, and we will just need, for example, time to work on new solution. At least. This wasn't a really good news, but yeah, so this is a point to be more clear about what are we doing. Can
you make it bigger?
Not sure. It's perhaps the best way to make it bigger. Yeah, old-fashioned. Yeah, is it bigger enough? I don't have a really more big solution, but yeah, I'm struggling with everything here. Yeah, so what are we doing? We have what we made last year with the board is last year before the last GA was redefining how CoopCycle was working. So we have a finance department, a coordination department, a grant department, the platform development one, and the onboarding department, that is the ones that are alive today. And we also have the ASOCC, the Friends of CoopCycle Association. That is all the persons that help us on their free time, volunteering for CoopCycle, and they do a lot of things because they are really nice people with a lot of skills. And so they're working a bit on quite, if we can say, everything with the coordination team or the different departments to find money, mostly. So if we go over this, you will have the presentation after if you want to see more, but the idea of finance is to have the accounting, to have the human resources things, to have the invoicing, all the invoice you received every month. The coordination team will work on networking, network animation also, like this huge annual meeting we have. Bulk purchases is just to find people because we all need material to work. So the idea is to find kind of deals with brands, for example. Project management to work on grants, but also other type of project like commercial activity or any other thing. And communication supervision, because as the coordination team have a good view on everything, it's the best persons to have knowledge about what is happening in the federation. But we can't do the communication by ourselves, so we have one person, and we will talk about it later, that is working on communication. The grants department is about researching, applying, documenting, and justifying grants. It's like justifying, it's 60% of the time, mostly, because it's the worst part of it. It's the part where you do Excels and documentation sheets that are really not nice, but we need it. And the idea of this department is not only to make them for CoopCycle, but also to find more grants for local activity also. So the platform development is about the maintenance, the issues management, tool development, supporting for external development. So what I really smoothly talked about, like for example with this Spanish project, where there's developers employed to work on new tools that are especially made for the Spanish people because of their needs, but it will be available, and some are already available for everyone, because this is the idea of the software. And also project management. And onboarding is the department that we have that is necessary to onboard new people. But it's just not like you push a button, you pay, and okay, use the platform and see you later. It's also about mentoring them, about administrative mentoring, for example, like the creation of status, because we have some expertise in France, but also from other people. So we can have like help with finding the good governance model, apply for the administrative paper, but also train them on to use the platform, or to enhance their commercial activities, for example, how to go to a client, what you can say, how you can say it, etc. And also support, because the support part, for example, is not only from the onboarding team, but also for everyone that help us every day working on Slack by answering any messages that can be on. This is also the kind of training, mentoring, and support we can bring to anyone in the federation. And to be more clear, but I don't know if I've got it. Yeah, to be more clear about who is the point of contact, because we have a lot of different hats. But the point of contact of CoopCycle today is the coordination. It will be me. but you can also talk to a lot of people. For finances, it will be Marina. For grant thinking, it's Rémi. Ah yeah, he's there. And for the development team, it will be Antoine and Alexandre. And just to give you more insight about the association of CoopCycle, the Friends of CoopCycle, we have Kevin that is working on the grants and human resources organization. He also helps with finances overview. Basil is working on the grants, have a finance overview, and is also leading for 2 years burnout work. No, work on burnout in the cooperative model and cooperative movement. We had like a few talks last year and the one before about burnout, and we are still burning out, but it's efficient. Mathis is working on grants. Also, Paul Balmet is working on graphism. He made this awesome software, web site we have now, and we have more plans on it. He's also designing most of the graphism from the application, the phone application and the web application. Vincent is on the legal part of CoopCycle. He was the one translating the copyleft movement and copyleft license into something that we can really use as in a legal way. He's also helping us on the contract redaction when we have like projects and grants, or even just like activity. And he helps a lot on projects like Crops for Life that we have for 2 years now, and then it's another year going. And we have the Riders House that Circe is holding like a chief, and that works on all the workers' right condition and was like the basis of CoopCycle. And we have like, and they all work, some are paid for other things, and some are not paid and volunteers for years, because they're kind of part of the first crew of CoopCycle. And we can more than thank them, even if they are never in a video conference, or at least you can never see their face. But they're all working really closely to CoopCycle. We have them mostly every week on Slack, Telegram, phone, messaging about every project. So it's a huge thanks to them to be there and working, because if not, CoopCycle won't be here today, I think. Yeah. So many thanks to them. Yeah, you had a quick question?
They here?
No.
They are not.
No. No, some of them wanted to come, but they couldn't make it.
Who is responsible or contact person for the onboarding section?
I will come to it. But onboarding session is coordination team. So it will be mostly, it will be mostly me, Marina, Rémi. Rémi, for example, do a lot of onboarding for Spanish projects, because he lives in Spain, he speaks Spanish, so it's helped a lot. Auri is helping also on this. It's where I wanted to come. I don't know if no. Oh yeah, it's coming. Yeah.
Can you share this document?
Yeah, it will be shared at the end of the journey day, perhaps just annual meeting. But I will share everything, and you will have a post with every presentation we made since the beginning. How do we organize? This was not recent, but we structured it a bit, because we had a lot of talkings and moment of sharing, but it was like a bit erratic or differently made, let's say. So now, until now, the employees are meeting once a month. The idea is just to communicate about not only what we are doing, but also our state of mind, to be sure that everybody is not burning out, to also be sure that we have all we need to work every day, be sure we don't have any struggles, and just talk also with everybody in the employees team, because we don't see each other because we are not in the same, for most of us, we are not on the same cities, so we don't really see each other in real life until the annual meeting. So yeah, so we have this once a month meeting that is really helping us, even just talking about life moments. We have the dev team that meets twice a week, also to like have a project management part. That now that they are self-organizing their dev roadmap. And they also make online presentation once Wednesday per month. And this is going to be more regular and more structured, and we will talk about it in the communication part. No, still not. The coordination team, so that is Marina, Remy, and me today. We have one meeting a week where we talk about the project. We have some points about news that we want to discuss, decision we have to make. And also now, it's really recent, but we also talk to the board. No, we have like, because as we will say after, we have a board meeting each month, and the idea is like we can't wait for the board meeting to talk to the board. So we have like small updates that will appear on Slack, written updates, where we can have questions also afterwards. But the idea is just to tell them things, and not wait for this one meeting a month where it's a lot of information we can have in 1 month. And if we wait for this board meeting, then it's a 4 hours board meeting, and everyone is exhausted. So now we have like small information, and if we have like big subject, we wait for the board to talk about it, but at least they're aware of it before. So they can also have more documentation about it. So they're not like learning of everything at one moment with loads of information coming, and no way of taking a decision in a 2 hours meeting. So this is more structured. And the board meeting is once a month with representation and representing people from the dev team and the coordination team. We can also have external people coming to present something if it's better, for example, a project manager, because so he has the good information to share and he can respond directly to the question, and we are not waiting for the months after to respond to the questions that were asked at the board meeting. And this is the most fun part of the presentation. So this is how we kind of organize. It's why we were talking about departments and not people, because we have a lot of people in different departments and working on different things. What we have, if I can, yeah, I will roughly. So you are here, all, and we are all here. The organization, members, employees, people in the federation. We are represented by this board of directors, so we vote for people to be in the boards. The board needs to be the representative person, so they are not in charge of deciding for anything, but they just decide what the assembly wants. It can be on annual meeting and general assembly, but it can also be on an online meeting, online general assembly, and also by just talking to people every day, weeks, months, to gather information about what is needed, what is wanted per people. And the coordination team mostly gather information from the onboarding department, from the grants department, from the finance department, the platform development department. And the coordination team just take all this information, they feed it to the board of directors that can be in charge of taking decision, and they gave it back to the coordination team, and the coordination team just spreads every information back to every department. And the idea is like the onboarding team also have this idea of of trainings the organization member and members, like what I told about supporting, mentoring, training people. The grants departments will have like the finance kind of some of you by writing grants and working on grants. They can also finance directly the development. And the idea is that the members also can work on the other way around to express needs. They can have find a new grant we can work on because locally there's grants that we are not aware of, and monitoring grants research and grant seeking is like a huge work, and we can't be in every city's regional department, national one. We can't look at everything, not now at least. When we will have like 10 people working on it perhaps, but right now it's one person on half time job, so it's not possible. So the idea is like you can express demands, and the grant departments look how we can respond to it, if we can respond to it, and then have money, finance people. The finance one is more an overview department where it can follow grants. It always informs the coordination team about what is happening, and also make all the invoicing about the software, but also other activities we can have and be paid for. And we also have one small thing that's called Q&A co-ops. It's cooperatives that are in charge of trying new tools for the platform. So, for example, when we have the redesigning of all the pricing rules, before sending it to everyone, we test it to be sure it's working, and to be sure it's well managed to respond to the needs of almost everyone. And the QA costs is representing food delivery services, last mile one, local commerce one. So we are sure that it responds to most of the needs. And after that, it's deployed to the biggest platform, so everyone can use it. And then you also make some feedback to the development team, and so they can also train you to use it, or we can also modify it because it wasn't well thought about, and finally, and we can also do this kind of feedback. So it seems complicated, but it's not that much. But it's black and white thing. Yeah. So now that you have this and this, you can have who is doing what, and you can see that a lot of people have a lot of places in a lot of departments, because we all kind of are aware of what is happening, and we also sometimes work on these different departments. For example, the onboarding departments, we have people from the coordination team, people from the association of CoopCycle. For example, Paul Balmet just worked with in the city of Lyon with a new cooperative that is called FISA that couldn't be there, but they're just on board. And he helped them work the status, be sure of the governance model, how to make it. I was also helping them to gather new clients because we had some demands on Lyon. So I managed with them how we can deal with it. And this is a kind of onboarding we can make. And we will talk about onboarding this afternoon. So I won't say more now. And for example, the grants, we have a lot of them worked by Remy. But sometimes I can also help on writing them because I can also be aware of what's happening in the federation. So I've got different knowledge about what is made and necessary. But also there's a lot of CoopCycle friends that can help because, for example, they, now that the workers' house is not in CoopCycle directly, but it's on its own, they work a lot on this kind of grants for sustaining this this house of work of riders, and also to like spread the model to other cities. So sometimes it can be led by them directly, and sometimes they're just helping other house of riders to evolve and to yeah. This and what else? And yeah, the only one, this one, is the most important because it's the decision-making department, and it's all of us, and it's represented by the board of directors, where we will talk about now. So the board of directors, we have a lot of movements in the past year also. What it is just the representative part of the members of the federation. The goal is to be sure that what is voted and wanted is applied, and they monitor the political project of the federation, and they're all representative of the federation in its whole. It means that there's not only French people in it, there's a lot of different people coming from different cooperatives. There's also people that are outside the cooperative but have an interest in the federation model. And that's it. And the work is to take important decisions based on what the coordination team and platform development give them. And they worked in different work groups, depending on time, but we will talk about it at the end of this day. And they have this meeting per month, so it's the idea of the board is to have people that represent the cooperative that could be able to give time also to the federation, because it's around 2 hours per month of meeting. But we also have all this discussion. We also have a lot of time thinking about how to make things better, how to work on some subjects, and it's not time consuming, but it's still a lot of time. It's we can't say like, yeah, you just appear once a month and it's good. It's a workload that is also mental and time. And who is in actually? There's Grégoire, that is the current president of the board. So it's just like be sure that the meeting are live, are here. Is working also on the agenda of the board. There's Thomas at the end. Yeah, that is actual president of the CoopCycle Association. There's Auri from Eraman, there's Nouri from Mansakas, there's Adrien from Les Coursiers Nantais, that was the former coordinator of CoopCycle until last year. There's Serge from Rayon Neuf, that is here for a long time, but it's like kind of our dad, because it's the oldest one and the wisest one. So we really like when he says something, because it's always wise and it's good for us. There's Alessia, that is a former part of La Parara. No, it's on the Paraja. There's Drajek, that is from Time Bomb in Poland. And that's all. And we have... Oh yeah, and Kamina. Oh yeah, it's why. Sorry.
No worries.
Tired. And Kamina from Mexico City. Really sorry. And we have also other persons that are. It was struggle of this of all time is that people are in their own cooperatives. They have their own struggles, personal or professional one. And the problem of the board now is that people are not as invested as they should, because of the work and the job that has to be made by the board of directors. But they also have their own problems to deal with, and we have like people coming and leaving. So there's people that are not any on this list because for months or year are not really coming to the meeting, responding to any call, etc., etc. And the idea of this is that we need more people in the board of directors. More we are, better it is. But we also want to be sure that person that will be coming are aware of the loads that it represents. It's something that it's not a bad thing to be in the board of directors. It's really nice. You can help the federation to exist. You can help the federation to decide what is best for the World Federation. So it's really important job. But it's also asked for some time in the day and weeks. And do you have question? Like generic one. Yeah.
Yes, what is the House of Writers?
Oh yeah. Okay. Just pass.
Thank you for the presentation. My question is, what is the House of Writers?
The House of Writers is an association that was born in Paris. That is leading. It's a place where Uberized. Huh? Right, gig
Antoine.
economy workers.
Antoine?
So person working
Is this
from.
working? This is working? No.
Yeah.
But shouldn't
No,
be like
it's
a
not
red light?
recording, but it's working with the computer.
Ah, okay.
So it's a place where gig economy workers can come, can also have administrative help because they're on self-employment status, sometimes without papers, sometimes on all these Uberization problems we can have in the world now. But the idea is to have a place to help them and to help the movement to visibilize this kind of slavery. So it was a French, it was a part of the beginning of CoopCycle. It was why CoopCycle is, no, à peu près. More or less. You can ask next question about this because you know more than me, and also Marina because she's a lot on this. The idea is that it's just also to visualize the problem and be sure that we can spread it all in other city to have like place to even to just be warm, to have a place to eat in the or to go to the toilets or and also to have this administrative help. But it was something, for example, in big cities and even in not big cities, when you're self-employed by Uber, you just have to be on one point. But it's like outside, if it's in winter, it's freezing, it could be raining, snowing, and you don't have anywhere else than your home to go to. And the idea is to have a place where you can gather, talk, like have a social activity. And also be together and have more strength to say no. Another question on this? Okay, cool. I don't have time. Yeah, I've got time, yeah. Okay, so we are on schedule. Now a bit talk about the 6 stages. We decided last year that the coordinator shouldn't be part of the board because I can't have all the information and take the decisions. Because if not, it's not really democratic. Or we thought it like this. So the coordinator is informing the board, but I'm not taking part of the decision. I'm just giving away information, and I'm also the one that should seek for information if needed by the board. They can work on themselves to have information and ask someone a question if they want. But like general information, project information, contact information, etc. I'm more the person in charge of gather information in the same place. We have a software for this, and give it to the board of directors so they could have all the information needed to, or at least most of them, to take a decision for the federation. Yeah, but I'm not part directly of it.
It's your choice in a way.
Hmm?
It's your choice.
Yeah, Yeah, it was, yeah, when I was part of the board before being a coordinator, and when I was taking the job of coordinator, I thought it was more, it was too tricky to be the one informing and the one taking decisions, or part of the decision, because I wasn't taking it directly. But it's also a way of like misinformation problem for me. So a bit of history, if we don't have any more questions. A bit of history on the cooperative model of CoopCycle. So in 2022 was voted the decision to start the process of becoming a real cooperative as an administrative model. So this led to a first draft of status, French status, as CoopCycle is based today in France. Where we find where it was supposed to be voted and signed in the next year's assembly in Grenoble in 2023, but we find out that if we signed it, a lot of people couldn't be part of it because it was too French and not even European or internationally thought about. And we had to adapt the status to a non-French project. It's mostly on the administrative model of every cooperative structure collective we have, because it was supposed to be a cooperative of cooperative. So we are not all in cooperative. Even in France, most of us are in an association model. And it wasn't thought about that this could be a possibility. So we had to rewrite it again. And by this, we had to think about other administrative model all around Europe and the world to be sure that every person that could be in it is respecting an horizontal governance, is respecting the fact that we deliver by bike, is respecting the fact that we are owned by our own workers, but the project is owned by workers, but it couldn't have the name of cooperative model. That's all. So we rewrite it. So we are at the version 8 of the status right away, or 8 point, I don't know, perhaps 8.99, but we are still in 8. And we started in the end of 2024 during the financial crisis. We were asked not to be in an association model because in France an association model don't have really like a representative person that could be in charge of all the juridic problem. So it's like in an association, if you have problems with money, then you can just walk away. And if you're not really the one that made the mistake, you don't have to pay for anything. So they were all right to help us, but they wanted to be sure that we go to this more like adult model of the cooperative. So we are not child anymore. And so we started funding the funding process that is about gathering money to be part of this CoopCycle cooperative. And we are, because of time management in the coordination team, we're still in the writings, finalizing the working status. But yeah, and that's all. And the idea is that we are really close to an end. Now it will be an administrative time process where you put papers on the mail and then you wait for 6 months then to read the mail and say, okay, yes, it's nice. And yeah, or ask questions, ask more papers, ask blah, blah, blah. So it will hopefully be done by the end of the year, but as it's French, as vacations, you have to go to the tea, you have aquaponie moments, and so perhaps it will only be done in 2026. But we are more close than ever to the end and or the start of the cooperative model. And to just have a small reminder of what the status are about and how we thought it we have to make it. So there's two different things in the status. It's the categories of people that can be part of, and the way we organize the vote. The category was made to be sure that everyone can be part of CoopCycle, and it's also regarding the money you should or could put in the cooperative. So you have the employee category, you have we need to change this name, but for now it's developed countries structures and emerging country structures. The idea is to make a difference regarding the world. I don't have the name. I don't you have an index of money, poverty, and I don't have the English name for this. You have this index, and based on this index, you're in the developed country or emerged country, not regarding the political issue of this country, but yes. But we wanted to make a statement because, for example, emerging countries, so-called have also different cultures, struggles, and we wanted to make sure that they can be part of CoopCycle tomorrow and adapt the money they are giving away to be part of the movement. We also have a category for social inclusion structures, because they can also have different needs in terms of financial income. And then we have partners divided in three groups. That is the public institutions that can be part, and it's why we are choosing this model, that can be supported by public institutions. We can also have non-commercial partners that could be NGO. For example, we work a lot with Clean Mobility Challenge, that is an ONG that works with us. So they give us money, micro grants, and we do job for them. And they could be part of the federation or Greenpeace, I don't know. And commercial partners that could be people that we want to separate because they have commercial activities, so they have like political views that could be different from us. But they could be also people that are in the same line of they have the same political view, for example, and want to be part of CoopCycle. But what we really have to have in mind is that anyone that wants to be part of one of these categories will have to apply to the General Assembly vote. So they will have to ask for being part, and we all will decide if yes or no they will be part. So it's not like Total can apply and be part of the federation. I think we will all say no, but it's something like we can accept people and we can decline people in.
One question, can you put like examples with the categories? Like real examples?
Real, like who is who? Who
Yeah.
can be where? For example, the employees is us. Is that we can have a voice also to talk, to say something. Developed countries could be like a French cooperative or a Spanish cooperative. Emerging country could be, for example, we have one cooperative in Ghana that is part of the African Europe, African, continent. Yes, thank you. Or Mexico City. We have social inclusion. Could be a company that makes works with disabled people or post jail work inclusion. Non-commercial partners, so Greenpeace, for one example. I don't know why, but why not? Commercial partners could be. I don't have an example of this one, but just in case. No, but I don't know, one client of us or like a national client of Spain that works towards mobility, but it's not an NGO, it's a commercial activity. They have commercial activity, so they could be still part of here. And for example, non-commercial partners could be a back federation of any countries. They are NGOs. They don't have commercial activities right now. And public institution could be the city of Berlin.
Did you say the new members are added General Assembly is okay?
I don't. J'ai pas entendu.
New members are added if General Assembly is okay. The General Assembly is all the other members.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not once per year, not.
It can be once per year, it can be once per, we need to make one per year, but it can be one per month if we want. We can have like a small, really quick online general assembly where we will have a vote on people, like for example for onboarding, it can be one every 3 months. But yeah, it's a lot of work and it's perhaps not representing what are the needs in terms of onboarding. So yeah. But it could be more than one, and we don't have to wait next year to vote for new people in the CoopCycle Cooperative. And the other part is the electoral college. And the idea is that at the beginning, we are demanding to any members to be sure to respect the governance of, like horizontal governance inside the structures, and to be sure that every person has a vote, and it's the same for everyone. And we also ask people to be sure that we are respecting the fact that the structures are owned by their members and the workers. And we wanted to reflect this in the way we are working in the cooperative of CoopCycle. And the idea is that we can't, in this kind of cooperative model, we can't have one college that have more than half of the votes the votes yeah, the majority. So we wanted to be sure that at least all the members, you, like the workers members, have the biggest part of the votes. It's why we separated intermediate members and full members. That is regarding the contribution system of that we voted last year. And so by separating them, because we don't have same status, we can still have more than, we can have the majority on what is decided inside the federation. And so the employees also have some voting, because it's nice. And then NGO, institutions, and commercial partners have less voices. And to be more clear about this, for example, if we are 3 employees have 15% of the general voting system. If we are 100 people in the intermediate members, 100 vote, 1 vote per members, represent 30% of the complete vote system. Yeah. So mostly employees, intermediate members, and full members are on the same line because the employees are also part of the local cooperative or structures. So we represent 75%, so 3/4, of the whole vote that will be at each time we need to vote on something. So we are the workers of CoopCycle, of the workers of the structures of CoopCycle, will be in charge of the decisions making today. So this was voted already 2 years ago. So it's not the part that was problematic. It was the part where to be part of the developed country, it was cooperative. You have to be a cooperative. So this was shitty because nobody could be part of it. Like 2 people could be part of the first draft. So where we are now, so the creation process of this CoopCycle cooperative. What is mandatory? The problem we have to found a cooperative is that we have to put all the money in once in the bank accounts. So it was a lot, and as it was 10 shares of 100 euros, it's for developed country structures, it has to be 1,000 euros. So we had to wait. Some people were able to do it and to give the money. And you have all the persons that already gave the money, but some other can't right now. And the idea is just after the creation process and the creation of the cooperative, then we can adapt the way the money come to CoopCycle to be part of the cooperative. So tomorrow, after the first process of creating the cooperative, if your company wants to be part of CoopCycle, you can give, like, for example, 10 euros a month for, I don't know, 100 months. So you can adapt it to your income, to the income of your cooperative, etc. You have to be structured with horizontal governance. This is mandatory. And all the money until the process, the creation process ends, is secured and blocked on account. So we have like now 18,000 euros on a bank account that is blocked. With, I think the bank will play with it for sure because it's a bank, but we can't. This is the most important, but we can't play with it. So even if there is a problem, the money will be given away back to everyone. So it's so even if you already gave the money like for some 1 year ago, the money is secured. And within, so there's bike logistic structures all around Europe. And there's also, so physical partners is the employees mostly, or people that wants to be part, like former volunteers, for example, that can be part of it. And moral partners is company, and it's the Friends of CoopCycle that is part of CoopCycle cooperative. So the volunteers, the first volunteers we talked about. And the idea is that to be, this is administrative things, to be part, to finish the creation process is where we are blocked now. We need to find one more people because we need, it's like financial sheets, and we need 19,000 euros to create the cooperative. Now we are at 18. It's not a good moment. So we need one person at least. More we are, stronger we are. So if more people wants to be part of the project, you're more than welcome to sign the first creation of the cooperative. The way you can implicate also is to be, so the implication in the board, so be part of the board of directors, because we will have to renew the board members at the creation of the cooperative. And you can still choose to be part afterwards with a monthly contribution. So what I told you, like you can divide the contributions to be more adequate to your company income. And it's not because you're not in at the in the administrative model that you're not part of the federation, of course, because it's something to be in a long-term project. So it's not like if tomorrow you're not part of the CoopCycle cooperative, we don't talk to you and we put you away from Slack. It's the other way around. The idea is like we can be all part of this federation one day. So it will take the time it will take, but you are more than welcome to come in a few months, years, needed. So within, yeah, it's a general question. You don't have to answer now, but you can think about it for the person who didn't think about it. And you can also look at this list and perhaps go to find more information to one of the members of this process. You can also come to Marina or me or anyone from the board, perhaps, who can help you also more understand. And also, just like, for example, gather questions we can have and perhaps have a Q&A moment at one time, even online, to better respond to it. And I need to squeeze a bit because I'm not on the planning. So the next step is, so we need to have a global work to verify information in the status. And also to be sure that we didn't forget anything, because the idea is that when we put away the status to the city, to the government, we need to be sure that in 1 year we don't have to make everything again. Or changes, because for example I'm still waiting for changes on my company status for 2 years, so it's not something that is really nice. So if we can think, we are trying to have all the thoughts we can to be sure that we can onboard anyone that wants to be part of the federation tomorrow. We need to prepare the online AGM to vote the changes. So small changes we made, we need to vote them to be aware that everyone is have them in mind and work and that works for them, or we can change it also. We need to sign it, make the admin depot of the status, wait a long time, and then celebrate with whatever we like, beer, champagne, kombucha, whatever. Do you have questions? Cool. That's nice. Communication. Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Apart from Mexico that we are starting to pay, I hope in September, there's another cooperative or project that are not paying to CoopCycle?
No.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
You mean the contribution?
Aha, yeah.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
No.
For the 19,000 euros, if we don't find someone to come,
Yeah.
could it be a possibility to take a little bit more to everybody because if we are 18, we only miss 1,000 euros to do if I get it.
Yeah. The main problem is that we can do it, but we need to be sure that everyone is doing it. It will be another process of being sure that all the members that say yes at one point will give them X amount of shares more.
Okay.
And I think we are 57 today in the federation. 35 are intermediate members or engaged members, full members. So I think in 35, minus the 18 already here, there's 70 people, we can find one members. It can also be like a person that is not in CoopCycle. It can be an external, it can be an NGO, it can be a like a physical partner, like employees, a person that just want to be part of the federation, give it support. So we can also like have spread the word about it and say, yeah, you can be part also. For example, it wasn't a subject at the beginning to find people outside of CoopCycle, but if needed, we can.
Okay. Thank you. No?
A question? Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't remember all the member types, but individuals can't be part of the SKIC then.
Which?
Individuals, like I mean.
Yeah. It will. Oh yeah, I forgot it. Yeah.
Okay.
It will be. It should be in the categories.
Okay.
And it will be with.
Commercial partner.
Yeah, commercial partners.
Small college.
It's written in the 48 pages.
Okay.
But I didn't summarize them. Yeah, but yeah, it's somewhere. Sure,
Okay.
I looked at it.
Okay.
Because, for example, it was thought about for volunteers at least,
Yes.
who
Okay.
could be part individually
Okay.
of the federation. Yeah.
Again, the
Tiens.
intermediate
Tiens.
and the full, members.
Can you explain again?
Oh yeah, last year, and we will come back on it at the beginning of the onboarding lectures that's after lunch. Last year we voted for having a membership contribution system that is like you have the newcomers that are just here to learn about the cooperative in its federation, how it works, and just get in. And then you have two other things: the intermediate members, where you have more expectation to participate in the federation in somehow, in qualitative aspect, not quantitative. And you have the full members that are people that give time away to the federation because they can. For example, board members are full members cooperative structures, and they are giving time away in a qualitative assessment in exchange of having a lower contribution system.
Yeah, and okay, but isn't it like could it be a problem this two college because like imagine at some point there is like 20 cooperative being full members and two cooperative being two structure being intermediate. there is two having 30% of the vote and 20
Yeah.
having 30%.
It's also the work of the assembly and the board of director to be sure that it's representing the federation, and the choice of the categories and electoral college is a part of the decision the board have to make. So, for example, it's the board work to be sure that I don't know. For example, one board member is leaving, so his company was in the full member status, and if the board person is leaving and there's no more contribution to the federation, then it will be back in intermediate member system, for example. So it will move a lot like this each year, and it's but yeah, it's something where we should be aware and monitoring for sure. And I don't, I'm not a jurist and I'm not a legal specialist, so I won't be the one in charge of this. But it's something where we should be, we should have someone like Vincent Bachelet to be sure that this is respected and in a good condition to work. But we have at least one volunteer that will be part of it, if not more. And we should be we have also the URSCOP that is following us, that we will ask for help for, I'm sure, for this. But perhaps there's better solution and it could be talked about for sure. And it will be talked this afternoon, but for example, finishing this status will be one of the work group we could talk about to, because it's a lot of time, it's a lot of knowledge that we don't have personally, for example, or I don't have personally. And it could be nice that other people can read it and be sure that everything is all right and respecting the federation in its now, like by now.
Is the percentage of electoral college can be changed by the cooperative?
Everything can be changed.
So it's not in the status, like we don't have to pay to change.
Right now, no.
Right now,
No, until we give it to the government, we can change everything. We
But-
just need to be sure that it's respecting the French law,
Yeah.
and it's where it could be, like for example, the fact that one college can have more than 49%.
It's a law.
But yeah, for now we can
But
change everything.
maybe can we make a sentence that say, depending of the composition of every colleges, the boards can or all the member can vote for a change of just the percentage, not the name of the electoral colleges.
Oh yeah, but you
but-
can change it by voting every year. if you
Every
want.
year.
Yeah.
So
You can make an annex of every status you want.
So if
Just
one
like
day
you have to
all
pay.
people are full members, maybe we can put the percentage to 40% and not force person to change the status, for example.
Mm.
So
For
it's
sure.
not stuck. Get it?
Communication part. I will be as quick as possible because I'm hungry. But to have a small, the idea of this part is to talk about what was and what we propose to have for the future of the communication of CoopCycle. What is sure is that we tried a lot of stuff, and it was tried a lot of things in the past. Some, and we don't have a lot of them still ongoing. But it's first a necessity to work on communication. Waiting for people to finish. It's a necessity to visualize what we are doing, because today we are doing a lot of things in our local cooperative, in the national sub-federation or network. We are doing a lot as the federation of CoopCycle, but we are saying quite nothing externally, and I already tell that internally it was a problem this year. And the problem is that all the persons that are doing the same thing but differently in the world are communicating a lot, and we are not. So the idea is to change this a bit, to have more to have more people getting interest in the federation, and also to visibilize all the work we are doing. So to briefly talk about the past, so what was tried was, for example, newsletters that were done quite monthly, then regarding some events, like reports, was done. It was really a good work, a lot of information. Not so much people was reading it, but at least it was somewhere. You could find the information when you want it. But it was really time consuming for the people that were doing it. And as we already told, we don't have so much time to give for this, so we need to find a way to optimize this kind of communication. But now we don't have it anymore because it was too time consuming and we couldn't do it for a long time. We also had tryouts on Tip of the Week and Quick Info, because at the beginning we thought that Slack could be the channel for everyone to communicate, but some regarding countries, it could be Telegram, Signal, WhatsApp, Messenger, blah blah blah, and it was like too much. So it was like information copy and paste on every network, but also it's very time consuming, and it's also like, where do I put information? Yes, I don't remember, blah blah blah. So the idea is that we don't have this anymore. And we are using mostly today Slack channel to communicate. When I was on the coordinator post at the beginning, I said, okay, it's cool to just ask this person, I have to call him. This one, I have to message him. This one, he doesn't respond, so I have to put a message on Telegram. So it was a lot of information I couldn't deal with. So the idea is like, it's CoopCycle, you use Slack. If you want to have another way of communicating, it can be used, but the main one is Slack. And it's like this: we are 57 company in, we are more than one per company, so it's a lot of people to deal with, and at least to have like global communication, we use Slack, and it will be really nice if everybody will be on it. We also have the YouTube channel that we are using because, for example, we put it back on for justifying Erasmus program, because there was a lot of data that was done, but we couldn't find a way to share it, so now it's on YouTube. We also record all the demo of the dev work. It will be more and more, and for example, for this GA, we have all the recordings that we are making for the past 2 days, and will be held for the next 2 ones. Are put on the YouTube channel, so you can give it for other people that couldn't be here, for example. And for some months, I'm working on Instagram and LinkedIn social network on my free time, to just like work with algorithm, to be sure that we gain a bit of visibility, to be sure that when we will do more job on it, it's not going in the depths of these things that's called social networks. So the idea is like, for now I'm responding to messages, I'm reposting stories, I'm posting some information about events. It's a lot of time, but it's necessary. And it's also, I also use it to have commercial inquiry about possible partners, possible grants application. I also use it a lot to discover new projects that could be interesting to have in the federation, new structures, I mean. That have the same works than us, but they don't know us and we don't know them. So I worked on like a database of every structures that could be part of CoopCycle tomorrow and could be part of our fights. And this was used also to valorize communication from other members. So I'm reposting stuff. And but at least it's working because I have messages from other people, so it's start of working somehow. And what we wanted to present is that we had this idea of working again on communication, and so we made a plan, and we proposed it to the board of directors. And the main question was at this moment, and it was really good question, but how do we pay for it? Because it's not something that give money back to you. It's not something where we can have a financial income from, but it's something that we need to pay for because it's time and it's a person job and blah blah. So we worked on different grants, and we have some money yet from grants. We also have new grants that we will talk tomorrow about that are where we put communication time in it. So at one point we perhaps will have enough money to pay a part-time job for years, but now it's just for the next 6 months. The idea of this proposal is to be simple and clear, because it's just the beginning. It's not to have like a communication plan with like a 2 full-time job and marketing things, and no. Just start small, but be sure that we can keep it. And if after time we think that it's interesting to do something else, then we could try something else. Or have another project that could be financing it, then we can do it. So the first thing that, so for internal communication first, so there's internal and external communication, because both is important. The first thing is the recurrency, so what I talked about. We want to have something clear, simple, but that we can have on a day, not daily, but on a recurrent basis. So it will be on 3 different, it could be on 3 different aspects. The platform development, because it's a tool we use every day to work with. So what is the ongoing development? What is the roadmap about? What is the new features? And how can we have a training about new features, or just even the platform in itself, because you're new and you don't know how it's working, so how can we do this? And how can we optimize the time of the developer? That can be the one that train you, but they are also developing the platform, so they can put all their times on training people. The other part is the project. So what is going on, really? Like what is the grants ongoing? What is the follow-up of the ones that we applied 3 years ago, or the justified one? Also, what is the state of, for example, EDI connection for the platform, which is more a commercial activity part? Or also just having reports from events we make, because sometimes we do sheets, but we don't talk about it. But it could be nice to give you the information that we did it, even just for you to know, to communicate on it, or just also to give you insight possibilities of what we could do. And so if you see an event, we can say, hey, perhaps we can go to this one or so. So just like to implicate people in the process, developing process of the federation. And the third one is the meeting itself, so all the reports of the GA of the meetings we can have. Also, for example, have reports of the board meeting we're doing every month. Also have more lectures. We tried some conference cycle. By the past, we have this training session with online training sessions with Erasmus program. That are now live on the YouTube platform, but it's some meetings we could have, and perhaps we can. It was a French opportunity, kind of, or just a French idea from a French person. We made it really Frenchly one, but the idea is like we can have lectures about everything once in a while, and you could be proposing them, so we can manage to make the right communication, so people can come to it and have a German explanation on how they work, or how it's working on the legal sides of UK. I don't know, but it's just like we can't think about everything. We can't do every presentation, but the idea of the federation is that we can all propose something to communicate on. So, and also we can have more feedback from the gender committee, and not you wait for the gender forum or any other once a year meeting to talk about more about gender perspectives. And yeah, training, I talked about. The idea of this proposal is to have more transparency on what is happening on a daily basis in the federation. And what we thought about, it was not to have a monthly report that make a lot of pages, but just have a small newsletter, because people are more using mail than Slack, we heard the message, to have more insight on what is going on in CoopCycle in an internal view. So what the project's on, what is the big news, how we have a new grant, what it is about, etc., etc. And we'll come back on it. The external communication is quite the same. We want some recurrency, not having a one-day job and then nothing for 2 years. It was more than 1 day, but you heard the message. And it's about 3 things: visibilization, follow-up, and support. The idea is to visualize what we are doing, locally or internationally, is to have a follow-up on the projects we are working on, like making the people know that we are working on one thing and other thing also, and support what the fights of the federation. That could be the workers' rights, that could be the gender perspective committee, that can be other projects. Non-proliferation, I don't remember why I put this, but it was something. And also to support other people around us that make jobs like the Bike Federation and help them visualize their action and know that we are supporting this kind of project. So supporting what a Bike Federation is doing is also working for us, because it's fights we have in common. Sometimes we talk about it, but they are making it. So we can just support them by visualizing what they are doing. Also for this, because some of the information could be the same that we have internally, so we can also make kind of newsletters that can be optimized with the same information we put in one case or another. And a newsletter that could be sent to external persons that are not part of the federation, to just interest them about what we are doing. We can also, it's something that we thought about, and it's really important, but it's time consuming and it's money consuming. It's being on events. Events like Bike Messaging Championship, because it's where we are all, it's where the workers are, and it's where we need to have more visibility of what CoopCycle and the Federation is doing. And it's a lot of fun, so it's really nice to go to championships. But we can also go to logistics events, and not only in France, but in the world, to spread the word about the software, and also because the software needs the logistic sector to evolve, and the other way around. And they won't be looking for us, but we are looking for more work from them and with them. So we need to be part in these events to show that we are here. And it's less fun than championships, but it's more commercially and networking mandatory to be there. So, and to do this communication about who is doing what, we can talk about the grants we are applying. It's always nice to have this information, but the idea is also to communicate more about what we do on a daily job in our local cooperative or in sub-federations we can have. And the idea is first to gather data and contents. You are the one that could give us photo to communicate on. You are the one who can explain how you're working in your city or in your city to explain to others what you are doing. And I can do it with mine, local cooperative, but it will be like a small city and a small jobs. But the idea is we need to know what is doing what, who is doing what, and the idea is to gather content and data to do it. How to share it, I don't know, but we will find an idea. And it can also be information to share on an internal level, but also on external one. And also, it was when we have to make communication, external communication for events, for example, for today, we need also to have like ready-to-use press kits or media pack that you could use also. Tomorrow you have a grant to apply on a local level. The federation is here to support you also, because it's not you with your workers in your city. It's a global federation you're part of, with like some waste that you can use to like support your project. But to do this, you need information that you could access directly from the CoopCycle, I don't know, Google Drive or something. And so you have ready to use documentation to do this. So, but this is a work we need to do. And the final proposal, so have this trimestrial newsletter when we could have the idea of to visualize and to work with like algorithms of the web is to have this retrofit thing that is called a blog, where you have information, you have metadata, you have words of reference, and we could use this to be the like where every information is stored and explained, and then we just have to put links to things. And for example, we can have this trimestrial newsletters that it can be on platform news features that will only be used for internal communication, or federation news that can be on internal communication if it's needed, or external also, to say also where we are. For example, talk about the gender forum that just happened, or project updates that can be external, internal, etc. We can have also a global presentation, so the idea of this media pack ready to use. And for example, one other idea was to make a global presentation of what we do every day as a federation, but also as bike couriers on our local level. And we should be on events. This is the proposal. And how to do this is to have a regular activity. It's also how do we communicate. When I was doing posts on LinkedIn, for example, I'm a French worker and we have French grants, but there was also Spanish events. And we are in Copenhagen talking English on an annual meeting. Which language do we use? Are we using the language from the, for example, if it's a Spanish event, do we have to talk in Spanish, or do we talk in English? Do we talk in French because it's based in France? It's this kind of question where we need an answer, because we need to, it's like a strategic and marketing thing, but it's really important to know how to communicate tomorrow to be understood around the world. It's also, do we have to introduce co-ops and regional networks to share the main action and events? So what I was talking, do we have to present every member on the cooperative, on the federation? Or do we want to have a more global and only global talks about what is the federation in itself? We have to insist on fights. Today, the federation is mostly a political movement about workers' rights, about the works that are done on gender perspectives, about the bike logistics in itself. We are not with trucks, we are with bikes. It's a choice. It's a choice we make every day by riding. So we need to communicate on it because it's a strong choice. And so having these blogging platform activities to get riding support, it's something that is unfortunately needed, but it's something where we can have all this information stored. So like we had these big reports before, we still have communications that can be accessible to everyone at one point. And a way to optimize also information spreading around social networks, because you just have to copy and paste. And that's all. For us, at least on communicating, it's really important. And so how do we finance it? We can finance it on a local level, regional one, national, European, and international one. And how to make it is just when we apply for a grant, we put some money for communication, and then we apply, and if we have the money, we can use it for this. And we can also use it to communicate on the special grants because it's needed. in something that is mandatory in the grants to communicate on it, to say, hey, blah, 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 this person give me money, thank you. And the main question now that we will perhaps talk about this afternoon is how do we and what do we prioritize? We can't, as I said, we can't do everything. We don't, it's the same as grant seeking. We are not a team of 10 people working every day full time on it. So what do we want to prioritize tomorrow? And on the short term, mid term, and long term actions. We can't do it all at once. We don't have the budget for everything also. For example, events, we can't go everywhere. But we are a lot of people in everywhere. So we can also be the one being part of an event because, for example, there's an event in, I don't know, your city. And you could be the voice of CoopCycle tomorrow. The idea is to communicate all the data you need to better communicate on the federation. You know what we are talking about because you're part of it. You're writing every day for most of you. So you are the best person to communicate on what we are doing on the local level, regional, or even international one. So the idea is like it's not to say, yeah, go there and be what you want, do what you want. It's just like give you also and make all the necessary information ready. So if you have to communicate on it, then you can and you know where to find it and how to do it. And the next point and the last point and clear information, it's better not to do it too fast. It's something it's a long-term actions. We can't put a lot of energy in it, but if we put small energy every day on it, then at what point we will have what we want. And that's all. And yeah, and this afternoon we will have a communication on working moments by work group, and it could be one thing that we could talk about. Do you have any questions? And I'm not so I'm late, but not at all. Yep. Can you just find the mic? Thank you.
About internal communication, I'm not sure if you are considering make protocols, manuals about how, for an example, the development team are working. It means, for an example, Mexico needs like the pin location and what's all the process to the team are making. So I'm not sure that you are considering that.
I'm considering that communication
with the new support that we will have about communication. That's the question.
Yeah.
Are you considering that part, manuals, protocols, blah, blah, blah?
Yeah, the idea is that we know that communication is not something we have time for. It's something that is mandatory today, but we don't have time for it. And so the main idea of the communication plan and the communication in the next month is not to start tomorrow and post one post a day with like a thesis at each time because we have a lot of information. No, it's just to have the first work we need is something that won't be seen. It's to make this protocol live. It's like if you want to take a photo or if you want to give us photo, it should be like this, or you should do this. Or we would like to have this kind of information. How can we how can we find it? And have this global plan on how to communicate, what to give us, so you can also optimize your time to do the work. You will need to give us data and content. And this will be, for now, we just have a proposal. We don't have much more. I'm mostly working on it right now. But I won't be doing it because I'm just with my ideas. And I don't want this plan to be my ideas. I want it to be reflecting what we all want. And we will need people to work in work groups, in this work group, to help design what we need and what we want. And this will be presented at one point. I don't know when, but it will be presented so people are more aware of new ideas we could all have together, and perhaps more people can get insights at this moment to enhance it a lot and make a final things that will last until we have new ideas and we can implement them and we can do more each time. It's like a locomotive. We just need to start it. Any other question about this? Yep. Cool. Thank you.